What's up, guys? So today I'm gonna be showing you guys how to clone your plant. So I have my hyssop plant here. I have to say this was one of my favorite plants that I got over the summer, and yeah, it did really well. And this is just one of the Dollar Tree trash cans. So it's done really well in here, and I want to clone it because hyssop is a really good herb to have in your garden, around your home, things like that. So I want to clone it. So this is my first time cloning a hyssop plant, so we'll see how it goes, but I'm confident that it'll do well. So when you're looking at a hyssop plant, it is part of the mint family, so it kind of gets, once it's grown out, it gets kind of woody, like lavender or rosemary. So I don't know if you guys can see that. Let me scoot it up and see. No, that didn't help. But I think you can kind of see that the stalk of it is woody on the older branches, and then on the newer branches it's more like a regular mint or basil stalk. So what I'm gonna do is move that back. I have some soil here. This is the Roots organic soil, and so basically it has like a bunch of deliciousness that plants love to eat and what they will thrive on. So I have that here for the plants. Let me tell you what all it has in it. It has, I'll just read the little sentence they got on here. Wait, I don't think, oh, okay, yeah. So this Roots organic potting soil that I got it's made from specially selected quality natural and organic ingredients, coarse peat moss, perlite, composted virgin forest material, cocoa fiber, pumice, worm castings, bat guano, non-GMO soybean meal, fishbone meal, non-GMO alfalfa meal, okay, y'all, kelp meal, and green sand. So I used this potting soil for my hemp plant, my cannabis plant, and it absolutely loved it. So I'm gonna be cloning this hyssop plant. So I'm gonna bring this back over so we can get started. My dryer is like extra loud. So I'm just gonna go ahead and fill each cell with the potting mix. Oops, there we go. All right, so I have all of my cell pods filled up, and I need to grab my water really quick. So y'all hold on one second real quick while I grab. I might need to fill those a little bit more, but let me grab my water. All right, so I have my water jug here. This water has been dechlorinated, which basically just means that it's sat out for 24 hours so that the chlorine can burn off and whatnot. So I'm gonna just put a little bit more in some of these, just because I have it in the bowl and they were on the lower side of being filled. So all right, so we got that taken care of. everybody's nice and full, so I guess we'll just be doing 6 clones for now, which is a good place to start since this is my first time. I don't really want to waste any plant material in case it doesn't go all the way right. So I'm just adding a little bit of water to each cell so that it's already moist once we get our clones in there. What I'm gonna do now, I have my scissors, my garden shears, if you will. I'm basically just gonna kind of poke like a little hole in here so that our clones get as little air in their stalk as possible. Now, I don't know if that's gonna matter for hyssop, but I'm basically just doing what I would do to one of my cannabis plants if I were to clone it. So we want to be as ready to go as possible once we do our clipping. So I've cleaned my garden shears, and these are just from Dollar Tree. You guys will learn that I like to save as much money as possible. So yeah. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pull clip from these younger plants, and I might do a few from the older part of the plant, like this that's not wooded, just because this is kind of an experiment. Like I said, I've never cloned a hyssop plant, so I'm gonna clip from the newer growth and from the older growth, but the older growth that's not wooded. So let's go ahead and get started. So I'm gonna clip. You want to make sure you have enough plant material on here for it to grow, but then still enough space afterwards for the roots to sprout from. So you want to get a nice clean, my hand's in the way, you want to get a nice clean clipping. You don't want any ragged ends on the end of it. So let me go ahead and clip it so I can show you guys. Where's the camera? Oh, there it is. So you guys might be able to see, I don't know, that it's a nice clean cut on there. So we're gonna go ahead and pull some of this plant material off just so that it didn't have to get buried. And I will use that. I used hyssop. Hyssop is really beneficial. So you're gonna want to push this down, not all the way down to the bottom. You want for there to be a little bit of space. My little hand is all in the way. You want for there to be a little bit of space at the bottom of the cell pod. So yeah, so you want to push it in there a good way, but not all the way down to the bottom. So I did that. It's in there really good, and you want to give it put enough of the plant into the soil for it to be able to stand and be somewhat stable and sturdy on its own, which this one is. So cool. And then so this branch that I just cut from will still grow and have life, and it doesn't hurt the plant at all. So next I'm gonna clip from this branch. It's been here a little bit longer. Can you see it? Oh yeah. It's been here a little longer. It's a little taller, a little more mature. And so I'm gonna clip, oh man, broke a little piece of hyssop off. It smells so good, y'all. If you don't know much about hyssop, if you don't have hyssop in your garden, I would encourage you to, oh yeah, this is a really good one. I would encourage you to do some research, learn the benefits and things like that, because it's a really beneficial plant to have in your garden. It is a pollinator, so bees love it, hummingbirds and butterflies love it, and it's a great medicinal plant as well. Let me hush, or I guess I could clip and talk. This is kind of long, but I don't know if you guys can see this, but what'll happen to these little guys is they will begin to get new growth off of them once they've matured to a certain point, just like this one has. So I'm gonna clip this one Where do I want to clip this one? I don't want to clip it up that far or down this far, but yeah, that one might be a little too mature. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna clip one of these other ones. I'll clip this one. It's kind of a process, y'all, so because you kind of want to find the right branches to clip from. Yeah, because like this one here, this one's a little dead, so this we'll use and put in like a T or something. This too, it died. We had a snow come through and we didn't leave this, I didn't leave it out, but you know, the cold kind of hit it a little bit, so a little bit of it has died off, which is fine. Like, as you can see, it's a very vibrant and vivacious plant. And so yeah, this little bit of die off is not gonna hurt anybody. So we'll just keep that for some tea. All right, so I have all 6 of my cell pods filled with the hyssop clippings, and these will be our clones. So basically, the cloning process will take anywhere from 1 to 2 weeks, so 7 to 14 days, just depending on the plant and things like that. So I will come back with a follow-up video, a part 2, so that you guys can see how well they rooted. So for your clipping, for your clones, your hyssop plant, you want to make sure that you keep these in a cool area that is shaded. As I was saying, you'll want to make sure that you keep your clones in a cool shaded area. You don't want them to get too hot or too wet. You'll water them just a little bit periodically. You just want to keep the water, not the water, keep the water damp. You'll want to keep the soil moist, but not too wet. So yeah, I'll be back in a couple weeks with a follow-up video, a part 2, on how to clone your hyssop plant. Peace.